Welcome back to part 2 Sporting Jollof. We are back. I know there's some people out there that have sincerely missed us. We're just a bunch of friends chatting and football over a plate of jollof. Okay, so we are back live in the studio, and obviously I am not by myself, but if you don't know me, I am Big CJ, but also on the line, dialing in, we've got FBJ.
Howdy fans. So before we start, I've got to take umbrage with you regarding something you just said. A plate of jollof? Nah, I do 3 plates of jollof, thank you very much.
Sorry, that is blasphemy where we come from. You're right.
Indeed.
3, that's just a starter. So we left off talking about Liverpool's game versus Watford, and we're going to go kick in straight into one of the best results of the early part of this season from the opening Saturday game day. And that was Burnley 3, Chelsea 2. What are your thoughts about that one, FBJ?
Chelsea, they are an odd entity, because all look well and as they storm to the Premier League, and then they've had a bit of turmoil this summer. So, but I don't think anyone really could see that coming, them losing to Burnley. And then obviously since then, people have questioned, this could be the end of Conte and Chelsea are in serious trouble and what have you. But just looking at that result, fair play to Burnley. And me watching it on the highlights, and from what I saw, I really do think that the sending off of Cahill early doors really changed it. I think Burnley would have put in a spirited performance, but I think if it was 11 against 11, I think Chelsea would have run out winners. I saw enough in their play against Burnley in that game to think, based on the highlights that I saw, to think.
But you're entirely right, and you're being really polite about all of this. But as you can hear from the rustling in the background, I have now got what's called a sherbet sweet in my mouth, sherbet, which is really sour, and basically what I'm getting in my mouth from right now is how I felt when Cahill went off. And this game to me is very mouth-watering.
Wow. CJ, you're going in there like a Clatamore challenge there.
But the truth is this. Last year's Premiership League winners lose their opening game at home, not away, not in the Northwest, at home at Stamford Bridge. I don't think we were expecting that. We were looking at a 3-0, 2-0, battering, 60% possession. And Burnley pulled it out the bag. And, this new boy, Vokes, comes in and scores 2 lovely goals. Love it.
Nah, he took his goal as well. But in saying that, and I'm not a Chelsea advocate, but I have to be fair. They have, they have bounced back since Chelsea. So, but it's still a strange one. They need to sort out this whole Costa situation. Their squad still looks woefully light by their standards, considering that they're going to be in 4 competitions. So, yeah, I think there could be... there's going to be a lot of drama at the bridge, and it'll be interesting to see whether Conte will be there come this time next year.
Well, we know how Abramovich feels about all of those sort of things. There's, you could win what you like, but that guy is ruthless.
Man is like a Bond villain. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Definitely. So we move on to our next fixture, which is the Everton versus Stoke game, and obviously the prize jewel happened to get himself on the score sheet.
Yeah, the return of Rooney, Mark II.
Mark II.
Mark II, yeah.
Or was it Mark 1.5?
Well, it depends on who you speak to. But I'll be honest with you. I hold my hands up, and time will tell. I know he started well at Everton, but I did think it was a bit of a backward step for Everton because they really are progressively going forward. And to get it's still game Rooney at 31, but it's did Everton really need him? But he scored the goal, and he's gone on to have a good start so far with Everton. Time will tell whether that impact will still be there, but it certainly looks like it cuts the face of a figure of a man who is happy with his football. He seemed like a bit of a shell of a man the last couple of years and in and out of the team at United. So he's back home, so to speak. He scores the goal, hitting landmarks, Premier League goals. So,
yeah, 200, that's right, correct.
200,
right.
yeah, which is outstanding because I didn't think it would be, I didn't think anyone would get close to scoring 200 goals in this era of Premier League football. And for him to do that, and he's 31, so he's still got some time. But he won't come near Shearer. He's got to score another 60 goals, and I don't think he's not doing that. But
no, sure.
Premier League goals, fair play. So yeah, with Koeman there, Everton are going to be a very difficult proposition to get points off this season.
I mean, Rooney's had a great start to the season, considering that Everton in the Premier League, he's the 100% scorer for Everton at the moment. And actually, in the same breath, they have to be wary of that because he doesn't have the same level of engine as he used to. And whether he can last a whole season playing 90 minutes or so as a lead man will become telling of him. I don't know what sort of fitness, physio, obviously it'll be top class, but that's going to be an important feature, saying that he scored all their goals right now, apart from, I can't remember who scored in the European fixture, but pretty much scored all their goals right now. And it's only early, it's only 2 days, 2 game days in, but I just think that's something they need to be planning for.
Yeah, and I think they have, because they've, out of all the Premier League teams that during the transfer window, Everton have been one of the most aggressive ones in player acquisitions.
Sure.
And Koeman, he knows this. And also, this is World Cup year. So a lot of these top guys, Rooney still harbours ambitions to be in next summer's World Cup. And a lot of these guys, they've still got to qualify for their national team for the World Cup. And the qualifiers, the league games, the cup games, they're looking at 60-odd games during the season. So Rooney won't be there all the time, and he can't do it. So it'll fall on the other players. And I think as it stands, I know they've got, I can't remember his name, but they've got this young lad at Everton who plays up top with Rooney. His name literally escaped me, which is terrible. But he looks like one to watch. So yeah, and then he's supported with the midfield engine of Gay as well. Yeah, so I think other players will come to the fore, but at this moment in time, Rooney, he's doing his thing, and Everton look good, but it's still very early days. So we'll just see in a month's time whether they are, how well they're doing.
And lastly, to cover, we've got the new boys, Brighton, who are in and amongst it, and essentially what looked like a battering. I don't think they were too far out, losing 2-0 against Man City.
No, they weren't. I saw parts of this game, and 2-0. Depending if you don't watch the game, you'll think, this seems a bit comfortable. Reddit could be close but comfortable. And no, they were in it. I think it took 70 odd minutes before Man City finally broke through. but I do worry about them from Brighton's point of view. I do worry about them. I'm not sure whether they've got enough quality to stay in the Premier League. I hope I'm wrong, because I do like Chris Hughton, and I don't think I was given a fair crack of the whip in his last Premier League outing with Newcastle. So I hope Brighton do well, but I just think they really could struggle, and consequently they're still yet to get any points on the board. But from Man City's point of view, yeah, got the 3 points. They've got so much quality in their squad that, you know, you'd think that the quality would overcome any kind of dire situation, which proved as well when they played Everton in match week 2. So, but the bigger test will come for Man City, and we'll see just how good they are, and has Pep learnt from his first season in the Premier League and in English football.
Sure. And it's not as easy as some would believe when Pep joined the Premiership. You know, it's not easy. Just an interesting fact, actually. Wayne Rooney had scored his 50th, 150th and 200th Premier League goal, all against Man City.
The man likes Man City. Yeah, no, he's very good. Rooney. He's got these certain sides that he does do his landmarks against. Arsenal one, I believe. I think Arsenal are the team he scored most against. I could be wrong, but he certainly likes to play against them. I know he scored his first Premier League goal against Arsenal. But yeah, Man City, I saw that as well. A few days ago.
Yeah, and it's just an interesting fact. I think it's one of those that, you could do it that night, and it just happens to be that's when he's decided to do it of all times. Tell you who were doing well as one of the new boys, Huddersfield Town, doing well. For a team that's just come up.
They are. They are one to watch. They're one of the teams that I've been intrigued to watch before the start of the season. Namely because of their manager. He's a bit of a... He's probably... I'm doing him a disservice, but he's a disciple of Klopp. And he's pretty much a student of the game as well. The Huddersfield manager.
I think... what's his name now? The name... it's gone from me. We should. They're new guys, innit? So we'll get there. Do apologise, punters and listeners.
Yeah, he because of that, particularly at home, Huddersfield. I feel like, crikey, they in that atmosphere as well. They are going to be a difficult proposition, and they need to be. A lot of these promoted clubs and teams who perennial battlers against relegation. It's their home form. So, Huddersfield look like that team to me where they are going to be difficult to beat at home. And if they are, I don't care what other team you are, or the other 19 clubs who go to Huddersfield, they're going to have their hands full facing them. So, they've started off well.
David Wagner.
That's it, yes, David Wagner. They've started off well.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see their story, however it ends, come next year in May. But I'm very interested to see their roller coaster journey, so to speak.
Well, Manchester United sit top with 6 points. Second place, Huddersfield Town with 6 points. West Brom Albion 6 points, and Watford with 4 points. And needless to say, nobody expected any of Huddersfield, West Brom and Watford to be sat so far up, and that looks prospective for their fans. Whether they can carry it out all season, time will tell. Now we've come to the end of this segment, and then we're going to go into our final segment, which is going to cover Liverpool's fixture against Eifenhofen, and we are looking forward to covering that out. Again, follow us on the Twitter with @SportingJollof, and you can also follow us through Facebook and YouTube.